You're looking at some yellowtail on board the Mission Belle, just caught at the Coronado Islands. They are in the refrigerated seawater to make sure they stay sushi quality fresh for you. The Belle is fishing the islands every single day, and it looks like they're nice quality fish. Also, those fish are being taken on fluorocarbon and a flat line sardine. Nice fishing on the Mission Belle out there at the Coronado Islands. Hopefully, it keeps going. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. This beautiful Monday morning. The ocean is just laid out flat, gorgeous, calm. Very little wind here today, and it looks beautiful. 24 hours ago, right here on this very beach, we had our surf fishing event, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of kids who were not looking at their phones and having fun here in the surf. And while we didn't catch anything phenomenal, lots of small little leopard sharks and perch, a couple nice corvina and some other species to go along with it. It was a great time to be had by all of us in the Friedman Adventures family, driving home the point that kids do much better in life when they're out in the outdoors as opposed to staring at that little screen. So a great day, and my thanks to everybody who showed up and made that such a special event. That was a lot of fun. Boy, we've got so much to talk about. Did that bluefin tuna bite last night? We've got reports on that. A couple of lady anglers, first-time lady anglers, make phenomenal catches. We'll have that story for you. That white sea bass explosion is imminent in the Channel Islands. Lingcod special today on board the Island Spirit. We'll be following Captain Daniel Hadaway. And of course, David Jimenez and his dad. A couple of Friedman Adventures family members are on board. We'll see how they do. We've got great rock fishing, the islands, Clemente and the Coronado Islands, and also some of the other areas are starting to light up with a few more yellowtail. Things are definitely looking up. We've got it all for you. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, I need this morning. Oh, is that good? Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend some time with us here. It's always great to be with you. Hit that like button, share these videos with a friend. Subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Tick the bell. You'll be notified when there's new content. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Apple Podcast and Spotify. Great to be with you all. No question about it. We've got so much to cover with you all. Don't forget, we have that great 2.5-day reverse trip on the Apollo out of 22nd Street Landing. We leave at 10 a.m. on June the 11th, come back at 7 p.m. on June the 13th. It gives us the range we need to get anywhere we need to be, whether it's the bluefin tuna, whether it's a wide open bite in the Channel Islands, or everything in between. I'm hoping in a dream scenario, we got a chunk of that bluefin and then we got white sea bass, and that is entirely possible the way this season is laying out. If you want to grab one of the few spots that are left, send me a text, 657-227-6459. All right, great to be with you all. Let's keep this rocking and rolling because we've got some great action. Let's go, first of all, south of the border to Ensenada, where our friend Pongero Foca came up with a couple of nice yellowtail. The yellowtail are starting to become more active around Punta Banda one more time. Again, Ensenada is only 70 miles down the Baja coast, and it is a lovely coastal Mexican town. And Foca's one of the hardest working pongeros down there, and he came up with those two nice forkies. He said they were on the Fierro, on the iron, so he's rolling up on bird schools of yellowtail, throwing the iron, and sometimes you get a big bonita, other times you get a nice forky. In this case, Foca came up with a couple of yellowtail, and we see some yellows spread throughout the other pongeros down there. A lot of great operations you can fish with. Blackfin sport fishing, Arnie Man sport fishing. There's so many other guys, Maras and Baja fishing. Some of those guys have even gone offshore and come up with some recent catches of bluefin tuna, but that bite, the bluefin tuna bite, has been mostly a nighttime bite. However, we're seeing some evidence that it wants to bite in the daytime. Hopefully that's going to continue for our friends down there south of the border. Still some good calico bass fishing along that rugged, pristine Baja coast. The Punta Banda area is a beautiful place to fish, and you can come up with some great calico bass fishing. And if you run way down to Santo Tomas, you can come up with extraordinary rockfish down in that neck of the woods also. So some good fishing that side of the border. Little piece of the yellowtail, little piece of the bluefin, rockfish to help fill in while those things are, not biting all that well. All right, let's jump over onto this side of the border and let's talk bluefin tuna. Mixed scores last night. Some guys got them, some guys did not. Did not sound wide open, but the catches here recently have been absolutely phenomenal in terms of the size of the fish. The new Loan came in the other day with just wonderful fishing. Cue Ball, another Friedman Adventures family member, is on board the new Loan right now, and we've got our fingers crossed that they are putting the wood to him. I haven't heard from him yet, but I'm hoping to hear something here very, very soon. We'll be watching it for you very, very closely. On board the Royal Star last night, they had some pretty darn good fishing going on. They ended up with 14 fish, and that was the last time I talked to them. Fish in the 80 to 203-pound class. Nothing wrong with that. But it was a lady angler on board who really made us proud, and it was really great to see it. Kendall de Rivel with a 110-pound bluefin tuna. That is such an extraordinary catch. Way to go, Kendall. Her very first bluefin tuna trip, and her proud grandpa, Wayne Pasafume, was there along with my dear friend and Royal Star deckhand, Diego Nuno, to realize that dream all together. They had such a great time. And once again, first-time lady angler, what a phenomenal catch. Now, Kate, no last name provided, was over on the Intrepid, and she pulled off a similar feat. In fact, her fish was over 200 pounds. First-time lady angler, Kate, on board the Intrepid. So we've got a couple ladies that really achieved an angling feat that is absolutely incredible. Going on your very first tuna trip and catching fish that are over 3 digits. I don't know how to explain how fantastic that truly is. Kendall and Kate, nice going, fantastic stuff. All right, let's look around. On board the Shogun, Chris Ibarra is on there. He's a Freeman Adventures family member. He said they had 5 bluefin tuna last night to about 110 pounds. He had one of those fish, and he said it was on the HD 350, West Coast Jiggers HD 350. He said 2 of the 5 fish were caught on that very jig. Those things have been red hot. We had them biting, the bluefin that is, biting those things really well on our trip recently on board the Cortez. Go back and watch that video, by the way, if you want to see Rambo hit a home run in the bottom of the 9th. It was really great stuff. But those West Coast Jigger HD jigs have been super red hot here recently. On board the Highliner, 34 guys ended up with 25 fish from 100 to 240 pounds. They're back in on a recent trip. Really incredible, 240-pound bluefin tuna. That is long-range style fishing in one-day range of San Diego. So some really good stuff. It sounded like that bite got a little bit off last night. There was a couple of good hits, but a lot of guys struggled, like the Shogun, a Royal Star with a pretty good hit, but not full speed, wide open. But those lady anglers, I got to tell you, they stole the show here today. Really, I can take my hat off. Why not? I take my hat off to you. I don't want that glare to ruin the show, but really phenomenal stuff. So, every night is different on this bluefin tuna. Sometimes it bites. It seems to be moving quite a bit. It's moved from the Ensenada area up to the 60-mile bank, and now it seems to be on the move again. We'll see what happens here, but again, you really need to be ready at night. Drop when the captain tells you to drop fish-heavy tackle like 100 to 130-pound spectra. You definitely want to have 200-pound leader material, and you've got to be Johnny on the spot. I mean, you look at the Shogun, and here's how their night went. They had 2 at 9 p.m., 2 bluefin tuna at 9 p.m. Then they had another 2 fish at 11:30 at night, and then they had another fish at 4:30 this morning. I mean, It's a lot of time at the rail. It's a lot of time not falling asleep. It's tough. Get your daytime rest in, and then you should be able to pull a rabbit out of the hat, hopefully, like many of these anglers did. A lot of big fish around right now, and there's that smaller grade mixed up with it, but you need to be prepared for really big bluefin tuna. There is no doubt in my mind that if you do that and you put your time in at the rail and you drop when the captain tells you to drop, and what's the other thing? That's right. You got to be at the right depth. If you're not in front of them, you will not catch them. So you have to know where your jig is, and you do that with colored line, or you can mark your line if you like, but definitely have to know where your jig is. If you're fishing at 200 feet and the fish are at 400 feet, you're never going to get a bite. So you have to know where your jig is. In most cases here recently, it's been between 20 and 40 fathoms of water, 6 feet to a fathom. 20 fathoms sounds like 120 feet. 40 fathoms sounds like 240 feet, if my math is correct. And I was a terrible math student. So once again, you got to know where your jig's at to get a bite. All right, let's talk Coronado Islands, because the Mission Belle had a nice show on the yellows. We broke in, let you know they had 6 fish on the boat. They finished with 20 on the yellowtail. They're running daily out of Point Loma sport fishing, going to the Coronado Islands. And man, that was a good show on the fish. Talking to Scott Buchert, extraordinary galley cook on board the Mission Belle. Scott said mostly fly line bait. He said almost every single fish was on the fly line bait. Now, there's no doubt you can get one on the yo-yo iron or on the surface iron, and that's a way to go if you want to do that. But a lot of this fish right now on 25-pound fluorocarbon. We love GT4 Fluoro by Promar. Man, that is a great new fluorocarbon out there on the market. Bob Osborne, longtime fisherman, used it in Florida here recently and caught all kinds of great fish on it. He loves the diameter of that line and said it fished really beautifully, and it's working well here in SoCal also. So again, 25-pound fluorocarbon, a good hot bait, and like a 1-0 hook was working really, really well, according to Buchert, the amazing galley chef on board the Mission Belle. So they're at it every single day. You may want to get out there with them. Offshore out of San Diego, and I'm talking more boats that are full day boats like the San Diego. They are looking for that bluefin tuna, but that has not happened quite yet. In the meantime, however, people are being entertained by big bonita. These big boneheads are full speed. In fact, they had Mexican limits, 5 fish per angler yesterday on the big bonita. They managed to catch a couple of yellowtail to go along with it. A lot of iron biters. They bite the yo-yo, they bite the surface iron, they bite the bait. They're big, they're fun to catch, and they are good eating. They're really good eating. Bonito get a really bad rap, but they're starting to become known as a great fish for sashimi. You can cook those things and they're delicious. And the way sport boats take care of them nowadays, you know, when I was a kid, you throw them in a gunny sack and make sure they were freeze dried by the end of the trip, you know, sitting in the hot sun for about 8 hours. Now they go into the RSW, refrigerated seawater. They're sushi quality, they're delicious, they bleed the fish. I mean, you do all of those things and you end up with a superior piece of fish. Take my word for it. Wait till you eat a piece of that sashimi. You're going to have your mind blown. So mostly bonita offshore for those full day guys right now. Hopefully it'll transition into either a kelp-patty yellowtail bite or a bluefin tuna bite or something like that very, very soon. We'll continue to watch that for you very, very closely. Don't forget to get your Freeman Adventures merch. It helps us so much. It's a great way to support the channel. Sport a new Freeman Adventures hat or shirt today by going to www.embroiderycreations.com and order some Freeman Adventures merch today. All right, El Patron going to Catalina Island on a couple of really special trips coming up, and you're going to want to become part of it. They've got great trips running daily to Catalina. They've been smearing those great big rockfish. They're starting to catch more and more halibut, seeing yellowtail, bonito, also over there at Catalina Island. The El Patron awaits you at Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org. Get on the El Patron. All right, San Clemente Island, a few yellows, a little bit of calico bass. Water still cold right now, and also good rockfish. We mentioned Catalina. That place is starting to come to life. There's been some decent halibut and Also some white sea bass out there at Santa Barbara Island. The Apollo here on a recent trip out of 22nd Street Landing. We'll be on board there here pretty soon, June the 11th on that 2.5 reverse trip. It's going to be a lot of fun. They had nice fishing with 9 halibut, excellent fishing on the rockfish as they just slammed the rockfish with all kinds of vermilions and big, beautiful, quality fish going home with a ton of fillets. The people who were on the Apollo out of 22nd Street Landing. And up in the Channel Islands, I'm telling you, that white sea bass bite is ready to explode. I've been saying that for 48 hours now, and I keep thinking any day now. They are seeing so much fish, they could literally jump over and lasso one or grab it around the neck or whatever and ride the darn thing. They're seeing so much evidence of fish out there, but it's got lockjaw for whatever reason. It's not on the bite right now. It's not feeding. One of these days that light switch is going to go on and that's going to go wide open. In the meantime, you'll have to suffer with great lingcod and rockfish, occasional good hits on the halibut. It's really good. If you want to go out, have a lovely day on the water, and bring home lots of rockfish, you can definitely do that in the Channel Islands. And any day now, that sea bass bite's going to go off. And I guarantee you, when it does, it's going to be phenomenal. Endeavor, Tucker McCombs has been seeing it. Aloha Spirit, Patrick O'Brien over there has been seeing it. Also on the Gray Light, Sean Stewart, he's been seeing it. There's a lot of sea bass around up there in the Channel Islands. Hopefully that's going to happen. It's a lingcod special day today. Mondays is lingcod Mondays on board the Island Spirit. David Jimenez and his dad are out there. I'm wishing them the very best of luck, and hopefully they'll have limits of lingcod by the end of the day. I guess I'm setting the bar awful high there. Hopefully they catch some lingcod and some rockfish on that great trip, and they will be running the Californian and the Island Spirit tomorrow if they get enough reservations, and it's a great time to go. Very light loads and wonderful fishing. You buy a full fare ticket as an adult, and your buddy goes for half price. Ventura Sport Fishing, 805-676-3474. And then on Fridays on the Island Spirit, they dedicate that day to all halibut. So you're fishing nothing but halibut. I mean, if you limit out on halibut, obviously they're going to go get you some more stuff. And then don't forget Kids Fishery Sundays on the Island Spirit. Santa Barbara, also some pretty good halibut fishing up that way. We continue to see some decent fishing up there in that neck of the woods. Our surf fishing day here yesterday, we didn't see anything in terms of really wide open fishing, but we caught those small leopard sharks. It was a day for families and the kids. We caught some yellowfin croaker. We had some corvina. There was a wide variety of fish. We were hoping for a flatfish. I know Daryl from the Rooster crew was hoping for a flatfish, and many guys worked it hard. We had a lot of fun here. Donuts, breakfast burritos, kids running around, kicking sand in your face. You know, the usual kind of nonsense that goes on when you get kids down here on the beach. So in other words, really good stuff, especially for a big kid like me. We had a really great time. Thanks again to everybody who came out for that. Big Fish Bait and Tackle on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got all the bait, lures, tackle, not only for surf fishing, but for big bluefin, tuna, anything your little heart desires. They've got it down there at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. They've got a monthly giveaway of a beautiful custom surf fishing rod. All you got to do is catch the big fish of the month, and it's free to enter. Go down there to Big Fish Bait and Tackle and find out how you can win that new custom beautiful fishing rod. It's gorgeous, and it's every single month. It's not just this month, it's every single month. This month is for the biggest halibut. We just saw another nice halibut weighed in down there, or I should say measured on the ruler. Upload that photo to their Instagram page over there, Big Fish Bait and Tackle, and you're in. But you got to have the right ruler, so you need to go to Big Fish Bait and Tackle, buy that, and that's it. That's all you've got to do. Some really good stuff. Hey, unfiled taxes, you want to go to our friend Tim Marquez. He will help you. He's been doing this for 35 years. Avid fisherman, great family man. I love Tim Marquez. He is the very best. Give Tim a call today. Heating and or air conditioning needs, you definitely want to check out our friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. He will help you a great deal. I guarantee you that. We're going to be on the El Patron this Thursday. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be at Island Fishing Tackle in a few more hours for our live show. Back to Tackle Shop Confessions tonight, 6 p.m. You can ask Sam De La Torre or yours truly a question. We'll have a lot of information tonight on how you need to rig for these big bluefin tuna. We'll be talking white sea bass. We'll talk halibut. And of course, we'll entertain all of your questions and more. If you'd like to be part of our live studio audience tonight, just send me a text, or better yet, here's what you do. Bring a chair, because you need a folding chair. Show up down there at Island Fishing Tackle around 5:30 this evening. You want to send me a text to confirm, you can do that. But show up there and bring something to eat for the crowd, like a potluck kind of thing. And we'll do a little potluck down there tonight. I'll probably be making burritos again, and all kinds of other guys always contribute to that. It's a lot of fun. 657-227-6459. Send me a text, and we'll see you tonight at Island Fishing Tackle, whether you're part of our live studio audience or you're watching from the comfort of your home. All right, my friends, what can I tell you? There's some great stuff, and that ocean looks phenomenal right now. Lady anglers, I salute you on those great catches. That really was something special to see. Coronado Islands, will they bite again today? We'll be watching to see if the islands want to bite. Maybe some of these offshore guys will come up with some fish here shortly also. All right, my friends, big tractor barreling down on me. I better get the heck out of here. Have a great day. And as always, I hope to see you really, really soon.